This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Today we're dealing with a Miele dishwasher where the door closes too fast. You should be able to get it about 45 degrees and just let it go and it should stay. If it falls, it could be that the spring is in trouble. So we're going to check it out. First thing, we're going to drain all the water out of the sump using a turkey baster. And I just removed the triple filter and then I want to get all that water out. I'm going to make sure I unplug it or turn off the power. And then I'll remove the bottom plate here by removing two Torx 15 screws. And that's going to allow me to lower the dishwasher so that I can get it out of the cabinet. It may also be held in by some screws that are screwing it into the cabinet. On this one, it was only held in by tension. So now I'm lowering the back legs. There's an adjustment screw on the right and one on the left that will allow you to lower the two back legs, and the front legs we lower by using a standard head screwdriver to turn them. So I'm just lowering the back ones right now. It's probably more common that the dishwasher will be held in with some Phillips head screws either on the side or on the top. So I'm just now putting the standard head screwdriver in the slots and turning the front legs to my right, and that's going to make them go into the dishwasher, which brings the dishwasher down lower. So depending on how much adjustment was necessary to make it tight, you could just do this a few turns, or it might take maybe 10 turns. So that did the trick, and now we're going to pull the dishwasher out, kind of wiggle it out. And usually the Miele dishwashers, they give you enough drain tube and enough fill tube and a long enough power cord where you don't have to disconnect everything. So looking at this one, the left side or the right side panel appears to be bent, and that might have something to do with why the spring tension seems too loose. So I'm going to try to get this side panel off. There's a few screws I got to remove from the front. In this model, they'll be covered by a couple of little plastic inserts. So I pulled those off, pulled out the screws. So that part's off. And in the back, there's also two screws holding it on. One at the top, spin that off, and then one at the bottom. So we'll spin that one off. I think these are all Torx 15. Now I can pull that side panel out of the way. So the panel is bent at the bottom, and that might have been interfering with the closing mechanism. So I'm just going to bend the panel back into its original shape, or close to its original shape, and then we'll check the hinge and spring assembly. So it looks like the little cable has come loose from the hinge, and it should be simple to repair. We'll just pull it with a pair of pliers and we'll get it back on to the hinge. So you gotta make sure the door is closed all the way. And grab it and pull it toward the front until it hooks onto the hinge. So this door was only being held by one spring. That's why it was falling so easily. And now it's got resistance and feels like it's closing properly. So we're going to put the side panel back on. First we put the bottom piece in, and then we're going to push it in on the sides. Put this top screw in on the back. going to put the 2 screws in the front, so we just open the door. And we're going to push in a little bit on the side panel to line up the holes. And we'll put in those 2 small Torx 15 screws. Once we get them in, we got to remember to put the plastic covers back on. And they just push on. So now we just have one here at the bottom back, and we're going to push that panel in and then put that 1 screw in, and that's it. We got the spring cable back on. The door feels correct. When held at about 45 degrees, it should just hold by itself. So this one's back to normal. So next thing, we'll just push it back into the cabinet. And then we'll adjust the legs to get it at the right tension. This one was being held in with tension only, but sometimes people also put in a couple of Phillips head screws on either the sides or the top to hold it in. Use a standard head screwdriver. I'm turning to my left, and that's going to make the legs go further out of the dishwasher, which will push it up higher into the cabinet and secure it. Got to get it pretty tight, because when the dishwasher is full of dishes and the door is open, you don't want it to tilt forward at all. Also, it's important for a dishwasher to operate properly that it's very level. And if it's tilted too far in one direction, the water will pool up incorrectly, and it can cause the float and other things to malfunction. So I'm also checking to make sure the door can open and close easily. If you push it up too hard into the cabinet, then sometimes the door can't open. We have it adjusted well, and now we're going to put the bottom plate back in. There we are. And we just have to put the trays back in, the filter, and the lower spray arm. So here's the upper utensil tray. We just set it in, close it. And then the middle tray, just tilt it in at an angle, and then set it on its little wheels. Slide in the bottom tray. So put the triple filter back in. It's about to put the spray arm back in, but I noticed that there was some stuff caught in the port, so I'm going to clean that. And also, it's good to take a look at the middle drawer and make sure that that spray arm is not blocked. When I took a look at those jets, they all look good. The lower one had about 3 of the ports or jets were clogged. So I'm just going to use a small instrument to knock that debris inside the spray arm, and then I'll use water to wash it out. So we got all that debris pushed back into the spray arm. And now I'm just going to put water in, and then I'll turn it upside down and I'll swish it back and forth until the water carries the debris out of the spray arm. So put the spray arm back in. And we'll put a little soap in there and then give it the full test. The door's doing great. Set the program, close it, and it's running back to normal. So thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe when you get a chance.